Yo, man, how you guys doing? Y'all still in there? Man, I'm not gonna lie. I feel good. I feel good because I'm getting back on track. I was in the States, but now I'm back. And bitterballen and fries is what I snack. In the Netherlands is where you'll find me at. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. I'm back. There's my train right there. Oh man, Happy New Year, man. I missed you guys. Not for nothing, man. I'm so happy to be back. Ignore that trash freestyle that you heard earlier. Man, I'm happy to be back. I missed the Netherlands. You know what's so funny is I was editing those videos that I made in the States, and holy cow, I did not realize how loud the areas were everywhere I went. I mean, if there was a street next to it, it was just extremely loud. And man, I tried adjusting the mic, I tried changing settings, audio settings, everything. And it was just still so loud. I mean, not for nothing, being in the train station with all these trains is quieter than just being on the streets of Florida and Detroit. Like, man, it was so loud, man. Which makes me miss, like, just the natural sounds here, like the bikes, the trains, the trams. Oh, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I went the wrong way. Man, getting lost in the sauce, man. You know what? I also miss just the quality of things, like the food, the water, the everything, really. Like, the quality is so much, even the air quality, so much better here. Because it's crazy how you can, like, you know the difference. You know what? I also just miss this. I miss getting on the train, man, and just, like, my commute into Amsterdam. I miss the trains. Man, not for nothing, I almost went to Paris today. Just for fun. Just get on the train, go, work on the train, and come back. Look, man, I could just hop on this right here, be there in no time. 3 hours max. And you know what's funny about that whole idea of just going to Paris? Like, I could just do that for real. Like, if I wanted to, it's possible. And man, that is, I miss that. Side note though, we should totally do that. That would be such a dope vlog, like for real. I'm putting it on the list. Oh man, come on man, like, right? Tell me this not nice. I even missed the train announcer. And now man, something that I've missed a lot would have to be she say that shit like it, that shit been exposed. The Gandalf hat and the winter's clothes. That's coming on Star and the Buffalo. Man, I miss this. Just this, man. Miss riding my bike, man. Man, it is. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but it's something about riding your bike that just makes you happy. Even when it's cold, cause my hands are freezing. Hey. Somebody waved. And now some people have asked me about my bike because it's kind of a medium fat tire bike, and it's electric and I like it. It's pretty dope. I will link it down below. Cool bell, a light, also a rear brake light. Boss. Look at that, got a spot right in the front. This is usually like packed. That is something that's kind of killed me too. How people look down on bike riding and walking in the States. That's a bit weird to me, man. I don't miss that at all. I do miss people asking to be in the vlog too. Oh no, it's starting to rain. I'm gonna have to duck in this tunnel. Funny enough though, not even gonna lie, man, I miss the weather too. I'm not even gonna lie, especially after being in Michigan. Man, it was 4 degrees. That's negative 15. Man, this is nothing. I mean, right now, even though it's raining, it's 41 degrees, which is like 15 Celsius. That's nothing. Like, this is nothing. My hands are cold because the tripod is cold. Man, this weather right here, this weather is cake compared to Michigan and Chicago. And 10 seconds later, we are all good. Rain for 2 minutes, and then, yep, the sun just come on back out. Man, and also just this, just having a coffee, a cappuccino, sitting down in a familiar place with familiar faces and getting some work done and just chilling. Bye, Dewey. And yeah, man, just that too as well, man. Just talking the little Dutch I do know. Man, I miss speaking Dutch, man. Actually, that's actually one of my biggest goals this year is to get better with my Dutch. And now, will you guys probably see like a full video of me like speaking in Dutch? Look, Pimpin', look, I say this all the time. I could barely make a video in English. Like, oh man, something else that I miss about being at home is just taking my time. I realized that when I was in the States, I felt rushed, and I felt rushed all the time. And I don't know why, because it's such a strange thing. I have no idea why everything just felt so rushed. I even felt rushed when we were at the park. And what's funny though, when we were at the park in Florida, I felt rushed because I was rushing to leave. And I felt I was in a rush to leave was because a cop pulled up to the park and just watched us play, which is that's really weird to me. But yeah, when this cop came and watched us like sat at the park and they watched us play, yeah, I felt rushed in the sense of like I was just ready to go because it just felt like I didn't want no problems. That's what it felt like. I felt unsafe. So I was just like, yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. I mean, even when it came down to eating, for example, we ate out once, and that was at the airport going from Florida back to Michigan. And we were eating. It's me, my wife, my kids, and then her family. Holy cow, I've never felt so rushed. This guy just kept coming and kept coming and kept asking questions and kept coming. I was like, can you just leave us alone? Wow, there's a lot of people here today. What is going on? Dang. I think it's, what day is today? And it's like 2 o'clock. Like, that's really weird. Hey. Happy New Year, man. Yeah, man, it's a bit weird. It's Friday, and it's like 2 o'clock. Like, dang. It's a lot of people out for a Friday at 2 o'clock. A lot of people. Wow. But you know what? That is also something, also brings something to mind too that I really, really miss. And that's just how lively things are here. Like, man, I really miss that. I mean, just the amount of people out and about on like a Friday at 2 o'clock, that says a lot. Like, that's insane compared to like in the States. As well as just the amount of like families and kids out. Like, that is something that, man, I think it's getting worse in the sense of like a lot of people aren't having kids anymore. So you're not seeing a bunch of families out. You're not seeing people out having a coffee with the newborns. You're just not seeing it. And this makes total sense, especially when you think about like just how expensive it is over there. Like, it is so expensive. Now again, prices have been going up here too as well. Hopefully they don't get out of hand. Yeah, it's gotten to the point over there where people can't really afford to have families, afford to have kids. Like, so it's like, and for the people who do have kids, they don't have time for the kids because they're always working. And freaking childcare is so expensive. Like, wow, it's expensive. Why was I home today?
The whole city wasn't here.
Yeah.
And like one girl.
Thank you, Bob. Quick side note now, it seems extra busy today. I don't know why is everybody in Harlem today? I mean, she legit said the same thing. Like, it was just so packed and they weren't even expecting it. They had one person in there. And all these people just coming in. Oh man, this is also something that I miss too. Just sitting outside, having a coffee, like mainly just sitting outside. A lot of people don't sit outside still in the States. No, Detroit's getting better. Atlanta's also getting better. But yeah, I mean, if you're not inside the big cities, people just don't sit outside at a cafe. But yeah, man, this is actually something that I really enjoy. I really enjoy sitting outside and just people watching, you know, and during my lunch break, talking to a camera. Not for nothing, it is chilly, but I brought my extra warm jacket today. But again, nowhere near Michigan and Chicago weather. Oh man, I got something on my... Why y'all didn't tell me? Look, why didn't y'all tell me I had something on my mouth? Oh, you know what? Side note though, I got you. Go ahead and get down on this cookie. It's a good one. Go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, man, I miss outside seating because something I noticed too, like especially while I was in Detroit and I noticed in Atlanta too, they do have selective outside seating, but also depending on the weather, like, yeah, a lot of times like in Detroit, for example, there was no outside seating at some of the cafes and things like that. There's none. Here though, they don't care. It could be storming, raining. They still have outside seating. And I love that. And then lastly, I would say one of the biggest things that I miss is just the aspect of community. Now, I touched on it a little bit when I talked about how lively it is. But the community aspect is so nice too as well. Like it's something, and it's like something you do not get in the States, because I realize in the States, it's almost like everyone's kind of out for themselves. So it feels very individualistic. A perfect example of this is in my neighborhood that I live in here. What I've noticed is that the neighborhood will kind of get together, and there's streets in the neighborhood that they'll do events. Instead of decorating each house, they'll decorate the whole street, for example, with Christmas lights, things like that. Versus in the States, you don't really get that a lot. You don't get like block parties. You also don't get like people kind of coming together to decorate the neighborhood or anything like that. Here you do get the sense of like, you know your neighbors. I mean, to the point where if everyone in the neighborhood had like a yard, let's just say everyone on the street had a yard, I guarantee you, I bet money that one person will buy a lawnmower, and then people in the neighborhood would share the lawnmower, or people on the street would actually share the lawnmower. And something like that would be totally normal, like for real. That would be a totally normal thing to do. Like I could see that happening and not being a problem at all. Versus in the States though, people buy their own lawnmower. Instead of coming together collectively, they buy their own lawnmower to one up the neighbor, so they'll get a better lawnmower. And then next you know, they'll get better things just to one up the neighbor. It's not about the collective. It's not about the community. It's about the individual being better than the competition, which is your other neighbor. And I hope that makes sense. But basically, everyone is out for themselves, and they're against their neighbor. They're not for the community. There is no community, because you gotta do what you gotta do to get what you gotta get. That's kind of what's been set in place in the States. I mean, especially with the prices going through the roof and people struggling. That's what you get. Like you get this whole idea of being out for yourself and always trying to one up the other person. And it don't even matter even if it's your neighbor. And you know what though? I never realized how important this was until I basically moved. And then when I go back to the States, man, it's just so different. Like it is really different. I mean, it's even different from when I grew up. When I grew up, it was a lot better. But now, man, it is just, oh man, let's just say community is extremely important, and I miss it. Side note, man, I am legit shocked at why is everybody outside? But still, man, that's a lot of people outside today. God dang, that's a lot of people. Now I need to go home. Get out of my hood. Oh, snap, look at that. Wow. Man, y'all see that? Freaking Chevy Camaro up in this piece. In Harlem. Wow. Bringing America back with me. Look, man, I'm going to say this right now. Y'all need to stay where y'all at. Don't be coming over to my hood.